It was a night of terror that still haunts many of the 140 survivors of the brutal attacks on Schemengees Bar and Grill and just-in-time recreation.
Leading up to it, we were just having a normal night of cornhole.
Ben Dyer was setting up a game with friends Ron Morin and Billy Brackett when gunfire erupted. Morin and Brackett were killed. He survived.
I looked him in the face when I lost my finger. He saw me pick my head up and went to shoot me in the head. And I put my hands up like this and ducked just right. I was fortunate that I survived. I really shouldn't have. For some unknown reason, I'm still here.
How many friends did you lose that night?
Everyone in the cornhole community was a friend of mine.
He was shot 5 times. 1 bullet tore his index finger off, 2 hit his arm and shoulder, and 2 hit his legs. His now fiancée, Keela Smith, was at work in Ellsworth when she learned what happened.
By the time I left, he was in surgery, and I didn't know what I was driving to. I didn't know if Ben was going to be okay. I didn't know any answers.
A year later, he's come a long way, but he's still waiting for a nerve graft in his arm to hopefully connect with his hand so he can feel his fingers and use them again.
I may never get full use of my hand back.
It's heartbreaking sometimes to see him struggle, and I have learned, and I'm learning myself to just kind of let him figure it out. And if he needs me, he'll ask, and he has learned to ask too.
Keela says she and Ben are still learning to live with this new version of their lives together.
We protected, actually, our simple life, and this blew it all out of the water. You know, this changed everything for so many that night, obviously, but it did change. Nothing is simple anymore.
The couple says they're still angry that the Army and Army Reserve failed to act after the gunman went to a psychiatric ward and doctors told Army commanders that he should not have access to weapons.
That night, he was villain. He was trying to cause as much carnage as he could, and his mind just wasn't working. The man was mentally unstable, and they did nothing to help.
He was a risk, and he was a danger to the public, and nobody did anything to stop that. That's what makes me angry.
They also feel strongly about improving the state's mental health system.
They need to find ways to do things better, get people the help they need.
Today, Dyer and Smith will honor their friends who died. But on this day next year, they plan to get married. They say they want to take back October 25th for themselves and all the victims.
We're moving forward. That's part of us being engaged and everything else. It's like, you know, we've been through hell, but we've made it, and let's move forward.
Brad Rogers, CBS 13 News.